Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to NinjaTrader Live afternoon edition, hot commodities segment. I am with Tracy. Shy, how you doing?
How you doing, Jimmy? Boy, do we have some movers today in the commodity sector.
Oh, we certainly do. Let's start with crude oil because crude oil is trying to fight off the mat right now.
Yeah, well, crude is just closed, so we had a little bit of profit taking there, but let's go through the day. So overnight, last night, we had two big American shale producers, Diamondback and Coterra. Both said they're going to cut capex in response to sliding oil prices, prompting industry warnings that U.S. production had peaked and could begin falling. And there were various comments. Their conference calls were today, so there was various calls throughout the day that kind of shed a negative sentiment on shale production. And then Kepler also came out last night, which is a reporting agency for the industry, and they lowered their U.S. crude supply forecast by 120,000 barrels per day for the rest of 2025. And 170,000 barrels per day lowered for 2026. So that struck a chord. A lot of people were talking about that in the industry today. And then, of course, we had the attack on the Yemen airport today from Israel. And then we saw a pullback just around noon. Trump was on air and he said that the Houthis have announced that they don't want to fight anymore and we're going to honor that and they're going to stop the bombings. And so we did see a pullback in crude, and then the Houthis came back about an hour after that and said, we never said that, we're not going to stop attacking ships in the Red Sea. Saw a little bounce there and then pull back into some profit taking into the close here. So crazy day in the market for crude oil.
Wow. I mean, let's pray this craziness ends sooner than later. It's just horrible. I'm looking at a daily chart right now. When I said fighting off the mat, we have this really nice double bottom here. We almost matched it wick for wick at the very low here at a 55 handle. We kind of, had a really decent rally back up. We wicked right through that 8 EMA, which is pretty close to that 23.6% fib, the way I have it drawn. So it's kind of a nice, healthy green candle, I would say. The stochastics now are confused and really don't know what to do next. But what I'd like to see is, additional upward movement here before I'm willing to say we're out of the doghouse, so to speak. In the intraday chart, a lot of targets on the downside, not so many on the upside. On the upside, really, that's just nothing but blue sky. R3 is way up here at 61.55. Of course, don't expect to achieve that today. But the initial balance in the U.S., initial balance high, pretty much frame the conversation on the top side. And you can see the point of control, the official volume profile point of control is right there at 59.58. That's where most of the volume, not most of the volume, but this is the biggest volume histogram bar on the volume profile. So price happiness was right there as well. We're trading well above that session VWAP still. It's it nicely kind of defined the conversation on the downside as this rally happened. So a little bit of a retracement back to the downside, but nothing really to write home about as we're just kind of surrounding ourselves around this R2 level at 59.14. So that's the story of crude. But the big mover, which took me by surprise, by the way, for the second day in a row, is the gold market. Tracy, what is going on with gold?
Right. So obviously trade tensions still ongoing. And then we heard some news today that the Shanghai Gold Exchange is going to expand its warehouse network to Hong Kong. So we're seeing a lot of demand in the East as well. We also had China traders back after a 5-day holiday. So we did see overnight a spike in the overnight of buying as they came back to the market. And then we kind of had like a little second surge there when Besant was talking, and he said the U.S. hasn't talked to China yet. So again, we just a lot of demand out there, and those traders coming back from holiday in Asia.
Yeah, it's funny when you have to testify in front of a congressional committee, it's amazing how much your memory kind of kicks back in, right?
Right?
Anyway, on a daily chart, we've seen this has just been a story of rally, pause, a little bit of retracement, rally, pause. Right now, this is the second relatively substantial green candle to the upside here. Yesterday, we broke into my consolidation range again, right around that 8 EMA. Today, we just broke through the top part of it, like just cut through like butter. We're on track here, possibly to have the highest close we've seen in gold, right? The highest close we've seen in gold was back here on the 21st. We also had a pretty high close on the 22nd. Right now, we're flirting with that, depending on where the final bell rings, getting pretty close to that. Everything is super, super bullish here. VWAP in the rearview mirror, so are the moving averages. And not only that, the stochastics are almost about to cross over, which is going to give some encouragement to even more bullish activity. I really started drawing an extension, a fib extension line here, just to give me some targets on the upside. 50% right now is at 34.75. We'll round up. On an intraday chart, oh, look at all those lines. A lot of lines. Again, though, they're mostly on the downside, right? On the upside, we're breaking new ground again. Let me get this situated. Where are we at? We're way up here. It's off my monitor. R2 didn't stand a chance, 34.14. R3 is, I can't even find R3. R3 is pretty far up here, 35.18. So not a lot of those types of targets on the upside. More highs, more highs, more highs. On the down, the point of control actually is pretty nice, although this is a really bifurcated or trifurcated, if that's even a word, profile with a couple of different volume nodes along the way. But the point of control officially right now is at 34.03. And really, that one-day max from Menthor Q kind of framed the conversation for most of the session as support. We've kind of lost that in the rearview mirror a long time ago. And so, Tracy, the story in silver looks a little different, the silver market. Let's take a peek.
Silver market still moving today, still a mover today. Again, I think we did see a surge overnight as those China and Hong Kong traders came back to the market. But what we're finding is, if we're looking at the ETFs, we're sort of seeing a lot more investors gravitating towards silver as a protective asset amidst all of this. So it's not just the industrial demand. We are beginning to see some like retail flows into these ETFs. In addition, also the weaker dollar today, but and industrial demand is still strong. And I also wanted to note that gold silver ratio is still extremely elevated at 102 right now. And so there are a lot of caveats for silver to make a move higher, even though it has been lagging gold. So I like the move today.
Oh, yeah, I mean it's a nice breakout to the upside. We finally launched ourselves off of the moving averages. The 8 exponential right now is starting to get a little bit of distance between it, the 50 and the 21. I do have some extensions here as well. Oh, this is a target wick also. I'm going to put my crosshairs on there right now. Hopefully you can see it. Around a little bit north of that $34 mark is a target I'd like to see it close above. Then we have some extension targets, 34.27. Then the 50% is at 35 spot 03, give or take a couple of ticks. Targets on the upside here. Stochastics, just like gold, starting to, haven't crossed over yet, but starting to kind of move in that direction. Intraday, You got it. All of the areas of interest are below the price action because of the rally here. There's not a lot of stuff on the upside. Really, the initial balance high kind of framed the conversation. That's as high as we got all day. And the initial balance low is right at R2. And yeah, we spent a little time below it, but mostly we're right in the middle of that initial balance right now, above that VWAP. That 1 day max, forget about it. We just blew right through that at 33.02. Tracy, let's talk about some Dr. Copper action.
So Dr. Copper, again, another story of China traders coming back to market. China also announced additional stimulus measures overnight due to the fact that trade war tensions are still ongoing, and it does not look like the U.S. and China are talking. And so they're looking to stimulate consumption within their own country because they're mainly an exporting country. And in order to soak up that excess, they really need to stimulate internal consumption. We also have global copper inventories came out. They are declining, most notably in Asia warehouses that have fallen to their lowest level this year. And we have strong buying from the manufacturing sector in China for withdrawals from those. So basically, I think the uptick today is largely attributed to Chinese traders coming back. Remember, we talked about the fact that they got rid of their arbitrage trades before this holiday. We saw a massive pullback in copper, and it looks like they came back to buy that dip.
They sure did. And yeah, that was a benchmark candle is on that day. As a matter of fact, I have a little white dotted line going through the midpoint or the piercing line, and I do that for a reason. This is going to be my line in the sand for, are we back in a bullish mode, or are we still just having a little bit of retracement back up, and should we be in a bearish mode? Looks like we're going to close above that piercing line right now, above all the moving averages, above the 50% outside fib. And the stochastics are kind of going sideways there, so that's not helping me at all. But yeah, we are getting a little bump. I'd like to see another continuation candle to the upside tomorrow. We'll see what tomorrow brings, being FOMC day. Intraday chart, a lot of great levels. That 1 day max on Mentor Q framed the top of the conversation, 4.79. That was resistance. Yeah, we wicked through it a couple times, but really the high of the day again was the initial balance. After the initial balance was over, we never even got down to the bottom of the initial balance, so there was no single break or double break or edge full stat. Was no break on that stat, which is a rare phenomenon. VWAP is way in the rearview mirror for now, and then we have that JAX 1 level, which is still kind of important. We traded through it last night, 4.69. We'll see if that changes going into tomorrow. So, Tracy, that is it. That is our hot commodities report for the day.
It is. Thank you very much, you guys. I'll see you in the chat, and I will see you in the morning, Jim.
Awesome. You are awesome, Tracy. Thank you so much. We have OrderFlow Labs in the house today, trading the close. We have Stowe and XYZ. How you guys doing?
Hey, Jim. Doing good.
Not bad. There's a bit of friendly fire action going on right now.
Are you long into this?
I am long.
Ah,
Friendly fire!
I'm about to flip.
I am long.
Uh-oh. Well.
Yeah, I'm very I'm trying to ride this absorption here. There's XY. Don't you see this seller? Why would you want to be long into it? XY is doing the opposite of what I was doing this
I
morning.
saw the seller a little lower that couldn't get anywhere is what I saw.
Yeah, for real.
So before I let you guys go, I got to know what that hat's all about.
Do you guys have
XYZ.
I don't know, are there Bass Pro Shops across the nation?
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Especially in
I only
Pennsylvania.
buy one thing there. I don't fish.
Baseball caps?
Two things. I don't fish. I don't what else they got there? They got boats? No,
Probably.
none of that. I buy the other stuff. Defense stuff.
Oh, right,
Oh,
right.
Yeah.
weapons of mass destruction.
Not to that
There we
scale.
go.
You
Okay.
can't have much out here in Cali, but you get
Look at
it.
that trade go, man. That trade's going.
Yeah, it's going the wrong way.
Oh, I can't see that good.
No, it's
Uh,
mine. Yeah, mine's going the right way.
this hat was $5, so it's awesome.
All right. Now, yeah, you're fashionable and frugal at the same time. That's pretty
Sorry,
good.
Jim. We're both managing trades. We've messed up the jokes.
No, that's
Um,
okay. That's okay.
what
I'm
did
gonna
you
go
say?
ahead.
Trifurcated, by the way? Is trifurcated a word? I need to figure that
highly,
out too.
highly unlikely. Highly unlikely.
We need Tracy to tell us.
We can make up
Oh, she'll
whatever
know.
language you need, Jim. This is our world right now. We're living in it.
Trader nomenclature 101.
Yep, exactly.
Oh my God. All right, you guys. Well, listen, you guys are both in the heat of battle here. So I'm gonna step out of the way and take notes, and good luck to you guys.
Thank you, buddy.
Thanks, Jim.
All right.
So you're coming off a back-to-back.
Yes. I traded this morning. I had a good day this morning. Very good day. Um, it was made g- it was made good by here. I'll go back. Um, so just like every day, right when I get off the stream, my trade finally works. This time I happened to be in it, so that was cool. Um, I was leaning long off of this is IB stuff. I got stopped out, and I said, I'm gonna get back in. I feel like this 890 buyer has been pretty invincible. As soon as I clicked the button, it exploded, which is always nice. So I got about 100 points on the runner, so that made for a good day. I pulled in like 250 points today. But the context of the day has shifted for me, and we have been rejecting this previous week value area high. This is turning into a balance day, so I was trying to lean short off of this absorption.
Yeah, the morning was interesting for me. I literally just scalped longs, but I was taking them off at like anywhere. My first scales would be like 10 to 12 points only. And then
Mm-hmm.
we're looking at 20. I don't think I took anything over 25 points today because yesterday just gave me like huge trust issues, you know?
Yep, that'll happen.
Um,
Yes.
oh man, yesterday it just wouldn't go to target, right?
Yes.
And I'm like,
Ugh.
okay, if it's gonna be that way, well, we'll adjust, we'll adjust fast. And today I'm just like the lows, well, what those swing lows at the higher part of the early session were like a food bank, right? You just wait for a little sweep, wait for a little bit of aggression, get long, and then you're making money. You scale out, they come back, you make money again and again and again.
Yep.
So yeah, nothing more than like even getting the 10 and 12, I was like, sweet, we got 10 and 12. So all I did was I just sized heavier for that. Because yesterday was, oh man, I did not have a good time.
Nope. It was not a good time.
So today I'm like, if the market's gonna be like that, then we'll put in a little bit more size, we'll peel off more aggressively, we'll collect it. And if they're gonna, I mean, our vol was still like low 80s, close to 70s in the morning, right?
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, yesterday was kind of the same as it's a little lower into the 60s. But if our vol is going to
Yep.
stay, at this range, then I'm just going to take some scalps and turn this thing off, right? And then coming back into uh, OFL session earlier, I saw that it kind of swept lower, broke lower. Um,
This is my day yesterday. This mess. I put a video on the internet, but like, I
dude, it
was
was
so
so
I was
choppy.
so frustrated.
Like it would test the same spots a million
A
times,
million
extend
times.
and come back, extend and come back. So today I'm like, all right, well, the RVol looks similar. Range isn't that much higher. I'm gonna start scalping
Yeah.
out, and if and when they come back, I'll just do it again and I'll do it again. And thankfully, it worked out.
Once
And
once noon came around, it turned into the trend that I was reading.
mhm.
Yesterday was so frustrating because I was like, I'm reading. I know. Yeah, I'm putting my own emotions into the market when I'm like, I know what this tape means. I'm just like, this market doesn't know what this tape means. This tape means this is a trend day up.
The
Go
market's
get to the
wrong.
weekly open. The
The
market is
market's
wrong.
wrong. Stowe's right.
That's right. Um, Yeah, you know you're always in for a good time when you think that you're correct and the market is wrong. Nothing more frustrating than living like that.
And then we got that like crazy candle that got completely retraced.
Yeah, no, I did. I got that weird news spike, and then once I don't really look up the news. I just assume I'll find out eventually, and then once I found out, it was just it was an announcement about an announcement. It'll be
No,
the
not
biggest
just an
announcement.
announcement. It's going to be a big announcement, a very, very good announcement.
People have said
Everyone's
this
gonna
is the
ask,
biggest
how
announcement.
did you make such a great announcement?
Yeah, that's fine. It was goofy, but yeah, sometimes yeah, me and Merritt were on the opposite side of um of that trade. He was short in this spot here, and I was trying to long and push through it to the just to fill the gap at this 85 spot here. But
Yeah, I mean, right now I'm hoping that we can get access into the prices above what the 960s, and then from there we can start taking care of some I would say strange volume profile stuff up there. We do have like
mhm,
an empty auction at like 20 somewhere in the 25s.
up in
It
here,
literally
yeah,
skipped price.
yep, this,
So I'm trying to see it hold above prior node, which was like anything under what 913s, which is why I
yeah,
was gauging the sell right there and seeing if they were going to be able to push price back into that node. And as soon as they didn't, I'm going to take that stab long. My average a little higher because I added into it, so it dragged
mhm,
it up a little bit. But yeah, a little bit of friendly fire never hurt, huh?
no,
And you,
I would,
yeah, I was on your stream in the morning. You were mentioning that too. Like it's totally fine to be on opposite ends, and you can totally make money being on opposite ends.
oh
You know,
yeah,
both parties. That's just the game, right?
that's my favorite part. I love when that happens.
It's the
What
beauty of
I
the game.
want to happen here is I want to get stopped out on these last two lots, and then I want to flip long with you, and I want to go take out that high
Well,
and
this is tough.
revisit that spike.
This tape is really negative right now. I'm
Yeah,
just
this seller is
speculating that
just
it
stepping on
holds.
it,
Yeah,
and that's what
speculating that it
I
holds.
mean. Often I'll watch this kind of selling, and I'll be like, do nothing. I just don't. I don't join. So I saw the absorption, and then I saw that seller just continually reloading. So I mean, we tested IB there, so I got another one off. I'm
Yeah,
happy
I'm out of that.
happy with that. Eagle. Hey, there's my sound effects. We got
Oh,
him.
there
We
it
got him
is.
for the
Didn't
afternoon.
get in the morning.
We're at the kids' table now.
All the fun stuff happens at the kids' table.
Milk. That's the best. Oh my. So the trade panel setting which you have, is it possible to have in Ninja trial phase? Um, I'm not sure I understand the question. By trade panel, do you mean just my chart book in general? A lot of this stuff is the OrderFlow Labs um, tool set, like the coloring of the bars, this delta volume profile here, yeah, all that stuff.
Trade panel setting.
Con, were we short at the same time? Because that's never happened before, by the way. We're supposed to be completely inverse of each other at all times.
The tab between chart and time and sales. Oh, like the trade window, I guess.
Oh, yeah, the chart trader. This part here. I assume that that is available with all parts of Ninja. That's just how, that's just how you execute. It's just how you execute trades, so.
Well, you guys are always fading each other or something?
No, not on purpose.
Well, it's never on purpose,
No,
right?
no, no.
Unless there's
Con's
some
got
other
some good reads
issues.
sometimes. I've watched him take a couple good trades. Honestly, I'm just not a very. I'm just you guys have been watching me for almost months at this point. And I'm sure maybe this is the third short you've seen me be in, maybe ever. Yeah, no problem. All right. What's the chat have to say? Did everybody have a good day? Kind of whippy. Yeah. It's still back and forth.
Back and forth is over.
I do like this little,
Only uppies.
I like what's happening here. Your bid stepped in where it needed to.
Yeah, I got in with it, so we're okay again.
Cool. Good. Yeah, I'll get stopped and then I'll flip with you.
I'm probably gonna take one off here in case they try to do some funny thing to me again.
Yeah, for this 40, this seller up here has been a good spot to take off into.
Let's see if they even get there, and then we'll get for the next spot with volume. Yeah, they got a little work to do on the upside. There's clearly someone in the way, but after that, if they can fill all this offer, then maybe start filling in some volume up there.
Yep. Hey, Freddie. Sorry, I gotta say hi. Everybody said hi to me. I didn't say anything back because I was watching this trade.
Still soaking. Look at that leg to leg delta.
I know, right?
Who's up here?
I don't know. Could still be Merritt. I don't know.
Finally got filled on that.
You said it was him before.
Eagle noises. I want 5. I need 5.
There you go, brother.
That's one out of 5.
Got a delta flip working for you too.
Yeah, they I don't like that they had to sweep me out of that first, but sometimes it'd be like that. That's why I got trust issues after yesterday.
It do be like that.
Sometimes it'd be like
I'm stopped.
Oh, now we can party.
I'm stopped.
Your body
just
couldn't
saying.
take it. Ah,
I think this is a tie. This is a tie for friendly fire.
It's a tie for now. We're going for target 2s. Yeah, this tape is definitely turning bid side, so we'll see where we can go with this. There's a lot of empty volume they got to work on here. Let's get this 50
guy. Get him. All right, I flipped with you, XY.
Hell yeah. We've got London open here at the 62.
Yeah. That thing was also a bit of a bear today.
As long as the tape stays bid like this, we're pretty good.
44, 34. Oh, we got 50. Maybe come back down.
Come back down?
No. Yeah, I mean, it can't go up
Absolutely
in a straight line.
Not. No. We don't have time for that.
You're right.
We don't have time for that.
We don't have time. We don't know. Ain't nobody got time for that. I did take one off very quickly at that 50. There's a big, on my 5-day volume profile, there's a giant spike there.
Yeah, there's some offer coming in. I'm hoping that they can just soak them and run past them. Should be a pretty strong move if they can.
What's today? Tuesday? Is it Tuesday?
Tuesday.
I think it's Tuesday. All right, cool.
Then we see each other again tomorrow.
That's right. I got a coming in on a Wednesday, so that'll be fun. Double XY week. I love it.
It's always a good time, even when we're on opposite ends. Huh?
Yep. Yes, I was short patch for a second, but then now I'm long. Magically. Me and XY are fighting the good fight with this European Open right now.
We're going for the eagle noises today. They're going to look to replace, if they can replace this offer, should be a good spike.
Oh, there you go. There's your answer about the chart trader. by the way, bud. Yes, that's available in Sim and Live. And that's where I configure all of my, all my bracket stuff is you do all that in here. You can customize that stuff. It's very helpful. And then I just mark it in with hotkeys. Good job, Firmament. Rough day, but retired green. On to the next, Tommy.
Itching to take one more off today since I still have 4. Still pretty big.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to run through it right now, but geez.
Mm-hmm.
One lot.
I'm encouraged that it's not the reloading offer that it was this morning. So
Yeah, they're working through it. They're trading it, they're lifting the offer, they're getting absorbed, but they're still lifting it, which is what we want to see.
there's our
We
sweeps.
don't want to see them step off.
Sweep
Yep.
it.
There it is.
You got to keep going though.
I'm gonna look to take one off London Open. What's that, like 62? And then I'll go down to
I'm not
3.
sure. I don't have the actual print. I just have this green box, which is somehow back again. I don't know. The thing disappears on me. I don't know why, but it likes to do it.
It's so close.
Yep. Stepped on it again.
So close.
So close. Let me get one. So I took one off up there. See if I can put it back on here. Yep. Okay, add it again. Back to full size.
So hopefully they can hold this range right here that they just finally crawled out of.
I know. It was a little disappointing.
Yeah, I think they will. I think they'll hold it. Tape is still pretty positive up here. There it is.
Yeah, it was that turn that got us for a second.
They think they can fool us. And then price craters.
Chubby Panda asks, what is your favorite day of the week to trade? That's a nice question. What's yours, XY? Do you got one?
I say my least favorite is Monday.
Yeah. I don't really like Monday. I really don't like Fridays either.
It's hard to say. I feel like Monday is always when I'm looking for, okay, what are we going to do this week? So it's like newer info, and a lot of times the market kind of just does the same, right? They're just waiting for something later in the week, and then like yesterday. Yeah, I don't like Mondays because of that. Maybe like, yeah, I don't know. It's definitely not Monday though. It's to like my eye test. It's always more commonly Mondays where there's just nothing happens and it's all slow and Arval is dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think my favorite day is probably Wednesday. There's usually enough weekly info for me to have, a good idea about where we've been and how, just have some context. Aside from like big news drop Wednesdays, I also like Thursdays, but Thursdays tend to have that 9:45, 10 a.m. back-to-back news. And I hate those things because it basically just means I can't trade I got to reset everything that I've observed from the open at like a half an hour after it's happened if those news things are crazy.
Yeah, I think it's Tuesday, Wednesday. It's Tuesday or Wednesday for sure. I want to lean towards Wednesday because yes, the midpoint, you've got more info to work with, and the market's
Yeah.
made more of a decision by then. so it could be more directional. Um, but yeah,
Monday
I
has
think
a specific negative emotional factor for me that I've known for a very long time. I'm a little less plagued by it these days, but at least last year, like just getting ready to trade again,
mm,
I come into Monday like, let's go, let's win, and that that's not that's
oh,
not a good way. That's not a good way to approach anything.
you come into
So
Monday like I'm right, and I'm gonna tell you why.
yeah, uh-huh. That's right. I'm gonna have the biggest Monday ever. People will say, "How was this Monday this big?" And I'll say,
Everybody
"Because
always
I made it
asks,
so."
how are my Mondays so big?
And I could go through my stats for my entire life, and I guarantee there's not a single big Monday in there. Not one.
Unorthodox day trader done up 1K. He's making money.
Sterling Lemmy says, "Could you gents please share if you limit the number of trades you make per day, and what are your rules for calling it a day and not trading?" I think everybody knows that I don't limit the amount of trades that I take in a day. That's a good or a bad thing. I don't know.
I don't limit my trades by quantity. It's more of how I feel. So, I always go on about mental capital. The more I'm on it, right, the more I'm spent trying to execute. My mental capital is just depleting, and then you can't really operate as well. You're more prone to the bad stuff like getting into tilt,
Yeah.
and now losses affect you more negatively. So when I get to a certain point of how I feel in terms of like mental capital, that's when I'm like, all right, that's enough for today. If it hasn't gone that well, it's not gonna get any better. Like the day type, there's something that's making it the way it is, right? It could be the environment, it could be this and that, but it's something, and it's present. And if you try to, run through the wall, you're just gonna end up being splattered all over the place.
Yep.
Um, and other things like sports or video games, you can run through the wall, right? You can keep trying, repeated reps. But in this game, that's not the way. You got to find a way around it. Um, and then, yeah, it's not a quantity thing. It's at some point, I'm just going to be like, yeah, it's not working out. And then that's
Yeah.
when I remind myself, like, there's so many trading days and the trading days are so long. Why am I trying to force myself through a wall right now? And then there are so many days where, let's just say you performed poorly and you blew up, and then it's end of day, the market's closed, and you're like, why did I even do that? Why didn't I just cap the loss or something? And then on the days where you do cap the loss, you feel so much better. You're like, oh, I'm so glad I did that. So after going through that so many times, it sticks with me. And it's like, okay, well, I know what option A leads to and option B leads to, and option A is always regret, and option B is always, I'm glad I did it that way. So I'm just gonna go with option B. And then at some point, I kind of mentioned in OFL earlier, you're either playing the game or the game is playing you. And kind of like at every turn of the market, you got to be able to ask yourself that real quick subconsciously. Am I playing the game or is it playing me? And then from there, if you can't right out the gate say, yeah, I'm still playing the game, I'm looking for my edge, I'm only messing with my edge. If you can't really say that, then it's time to get off. So those are all the things that are going on in my head in like the span of maybe 5 to 10 seconds.
Yep. Yeah, I got stopped on that. I'm trying to see if they're gonna hold this 920 LVN again.
I hope they do. But the tape has definitely turned.
Yeah, that
But I think,
seller just came in and just blew it up again.
let's see, we had another. Is there any resource you could recommend to learn how to trade using auction market theory and order flow? Uh,
I got to figure out what we're allowed to recommend. But for
yeah.
now, like I don't want to. Not. I'm sure that we can say whatever we want, but I don't want to throw random people in a comments section into unvetted stuff. Um, I mean, Jim Dalton is a pretty well known resource uh, for AMT stuff. There you go. This tape is partying. But I'll whoever asked that question, I'm sorry, I'm not watching the chat at the moment. I will think on that, and I'll have some good recommendations that I can talk to the crew about and get to you. there are many, many free resources out there. So just do some digging, ask your friends, ask people on Twitter. That's how I found everybody.
Yeah, I can
Um,
tell you on Twitter, but I can't tell you here.
yeah. I also I don't limit the amount of trades I take in a day, but they limit themselves just based on, the tax that it's taking from me to be in them. And like especially today, I'm on in the morning and then in the afternoon. Like I got to get away from this screen or I'm just going to be seeing a dom when I close my eyes, and that's never a good feeling. you you ever see a dom when you close your eyes, XY?
No, because I don't trade very long. I
Yep,
think
there
the
you go.
last 2 to 3 weeks, I haven't traded more than like half an hour, 45 minutes.
That's awesome.
Yeah,
See,
it's
that's
such
the
a good quality
ideal.
of life.
That's perfect.
Not
Uh
counting NT Live, of course. On NT Live, obviously, we have to jump on and try to find stuff,
yeah.
even if they throw a 40-point range at us. But yeah, my actual
Which
trading
appears to be
morning.
910 to 950, by the way. So here we are.
They keep doing this to us.
They do.
You're long from 916. Do you think you flat or hold? Well, we're in the same long. I've only taken off 1 out of 5 lots. So if you're asking me what I would do, you're actually looking at what I'm doing. Do I hate that it's round tripped and I didn't take more off? Absolutely. I
Mm.
absolutely hate it. I wish I took more off, maybe one or two. But this is why I have trust issues with the market. How do you manage
Um,
to keep screen time low? Um, I literally turn it off. That's literally
yeah,
what I do. I
just
get
go
my work
outside.
done, put in some P&L, and just turn it off. But I think it's important to be, well, in my case, and I guess I would assume most cases, we're not getting into the game to be a slave to the chart, right? The whole pitch is, oh, you trade so that you can have freedom of time and stuff like that. Well, if you're a slave to the chart just because the casino is open, then it's very ironic, right? You want to trade because you can make, let's just say, uncapped profits, but you choose to be a slave to the chart just because it's available. It's kind of backwards. You can spend 8 hours trying to pull every point out of the market, or you could just pull some points and go about your day because at the end of the day, we're all gonna die.
Yep. That was extremely bleak but true.
Maybe not all of us, who knows? I certainly will.
There's also a study. I can't remember where I pulled this from, what book this was from. But something about like people that have I consider this to be an artistic pursuit. Um, but like athletes, musicians, any sort of creative, anything that takes your like attention constantly like this job does, you only really have like 3 of your prime hours. So the best work you can do in those 3 hours to set yourself up for success, that's gonna be where you want to shine. So like however you have to formulate that. How much sleep do you need to get? How much exercise do you need? Do you run in the morning and then meditate and then get to the charts? Do you get to the charts and then leave after 3 hours? That sort of stuff. It's all going to be pretty personal.
Yeah, I guess he elaborated like getting to desk, finding a trade, and leaving. Do you have a set levels of price opportunities? I think because so it's a double-edged sword, right? To have such a discretionary trading style, and that's kind of what order flow tends to drive you towards, very discretional trading,
Hmm.
a lot less mechanical, and yes, it is a double-edged sword. Um, but for me, it's always a mental capital thing, right? After X amount of time, or if I pull X amount of profits, faster than usual, I'm always thinking in terms of the value. I can sit here longer, but what if I sit here longer and I don't make as much in the same time span? Then it wasn't worth me sitting longer anyway, right? If I can get good P&L in a short amount of time, to me, that's really good value. I've gotten good value, and I don't want a diminished return because the priority is time. The mental capital is tied to time. Once I get to a certain threshold of P&L, or time spent on the charts, I can already feel like, oh, I'm checking out, right? Especially if I'm in
Yeah.
profit.
Yep.
I'm checked out, and like from then on, execution will wane, performance starts to wane. Over time, yeah, you just take into account like, oh, things tend to happen when I do this or when I do that or when I step off the chart and try to come back, I'm not as good. Or even if I do make more money, it's like, okay, let's just say you made a few $1,000s in 35 minutes and you came back for another 3 hours to make like 500. To me, that's not why I'm in the game. That's not why I've put in all the work. That's not why I've gone through literal poop, right? We've all been through the ringer with this thing. I didn't do that to stay in it, right? I'm fixed into my process, able to do it consistently and be happy, and it
Look
works
at
for
you
me.
holding that. That's a
I don't need a
classic spike
million
fill, by
points.
the way. You're waiting for.
What's that? Oh yeah,
Good job. We got a Delta flip too.
I know.
I got back in
Yeah,
at 926. A terrible, terrible entry, but
just the idea for me was like this was the lockout. They can't let price come back into that distribution and spend time there. So if it's gonna go up, it has to hold here, and I'm
that
gonna
was
learn my lesson.
very
The
good
tape is still
management.
quite negative, but I'm gonna maybe peel another one off soon enough. We'll see. Yeah, I'll take another one off here. So we're down to three, looking for London Open, and then we'll run two. But yeah, if that makes sense, RZW, I hope it does. I'm not in the game to make as much money as possible, right? You can see on my Twitter, there's not much going on. I'm not posting like I made $80,000 today, and it's like copy trading 85 accounts, you know?
Yeah,
It's funny, like if you copy trade 100 accounts, you've made like 200,000, but when you blow the accounts, you lost like 2,000. But anyways, enough of that rant.
the something Leo told me forever ago when I was struggling with this was like I know I reference this all the time, but Leo's giving me a lot of good advice. I was like, I don't know when to stop trading because something happened to me when I first started to do this as a job, meaning like instead of doing another job too. There's a lot of different mental things that come with that you're not prepared for, and one of them was like, if you have a job, you go to it for a set amount of time and you make a set amount of money and then you leave. And like, that's how a job works, but that's not how this works at all. You can sit down and make $1,000 in 30 minutes, or you can sit down and make $500 in 4 hours, or you can sit down and lose $1,000 in 30 minutes. Like, this is a game of infinite opportunity in both directions. And by the time I had my footing, I know how to scalp. I know I can, execute and accomplish this stuff. Not to say that I have that mastered because we all work on that, refining that every day. But I was just like, I don't know when to stop trading because I mean,
Yeah.
what if I leave the desk and there's another trade? And I also felt weird to trade for an hour and then be done. And then I was like, well, I don't really feel like I'm working now. Shouldn't I feel a sense of work? And that just might be like, I don't know, American
I think
work
that's
culture.
normal because
Yeah.
like on the flip side, once you start, let's just say you have a day where you didn't do much, but you didn't make much. There's that instinctive feeling like, hey, I just spent all this time sitting here and I've done nothing with my time.
Mm,
Am I an idiot? You know,
yep. Yep.
nothing to show for. But in this game, you're not paid for your time at all. You're just paid for the opportunities the market might give you on any given day. And for
Yep.
me, over time, I recognized and accepted that I am not interested in the environments where you have to work longer to make your average P&L.
Mm,
I like when the market just does it faster for you. And that to me, it's like, that's why I'm in this game, not for the other days. So I don't want to stick around for the other days, right?
that makes sense. Yeah.
Um,
I like that.
I'm gonna, no, I'll hold on to this. Yeah, so, and yesterday a friend of mine he asked, okay, you're always done early. How do you pull yourself? Like, what are you thinking? What pulls you away from the chart? Like, you just turn it off. You're not interested. And I would say, well, think of it this way. This is how I see it. Let's just say you go to work and you clock in. you finished your work. Are you just gonna stick around for no reason? You clocked out. You're just gonna stay there? You're just gonna stay at work? No, you want to go home.
Yep.
And so I'm going home. I'm taking my ball. I'm going home. My work is done.
Yep.
So that's how I view it. Obviously, it's different for everyone, right? If you're newer too, I'm gonna scale out another one here. I don't want to round trip this thing anymore off a lower high. But yeah, if you're new to the game, yeah, you got to put in your screen time and stuff and like all that. But
Yeah.
that's my view on it. I don't want to, if I'm done with my work and I feel like I'm done, I'm starting to check out. Why would I just continue to sit there at work for no reason?
Nope. That's great. Well said. Well said, buddy. When
Yeah,
I
it's
close my
unfortunate that they
computer, then I
won't
look at
give me this London Open TP. And now I'm
yeah.
only down to two,
Spite Phil.
and I wanna target all the way up high. Maybe I'll add if they come all the way back.
The other thing too is you don't have to you know, you don't have to trade. You can just watch the market and get screen time that way. I mean, it's helpful to have skin in the game sometimes. So you can go through that emotional process, but you got to control your risk and know your emotional capital limits too. And that's all stuff that you just learn about yourself over years.
Yeah,
I
I
mean,
think when
this
you're
takes
newer,
years.
you've gotta stick around and get that screen time for sure.
Yeah.
Um, like for me, not advised. And you'll hear everywhere on YouTube and stuff say, "Oh, if you're not at desk XML for market open, you don't deserve to trade." I get to desk like it could be after the IB. It could be an hour after the market's been open. But when I was learning, I'm up an hour before market open. I studied all of it. And it's to the point where now when I get to desk, I can really understand by looking at what has happened, right? But it took me doing that. I actually did it. I didn't just start trading and getting to desk all late and stuff. I had to study what outcomes meant what.
Yep.
Um, yeah, that's why I'm primarily a scalper too. Because of my schedule, it's easier for me to predict what's going to happen in the next few minutes rather than, X amount of time. Because a lot of times you're at desk later, you've missed maybe one or two significant moves, right? You've missed that 5 minute OR super long, and then like you're seeing Stowe and Leo post screenshots in our little group, and they're like 300 points in a runner, and I'm like, okay, where can I get in here? It happens all the time, and it's
that's
just my thing. It's my process.
that's called friendly FOMO. That's what we call that.
You're watching their order fills, and you're like, wow.
Oh, that's funny.
And Nick just noticed my hat. Nick also partakes
Oh yeah, Nick's a hat guy.
in the same hobby.
I'm a good boy.
They've got too many sound bites of us.
I know it's really
I don't even know if Nick's here, but they're pulling up his sound bites.
Con. I don't know anything about crypto, like not a single thing. All I know is that every coin that I buy as a joke ends up going to zero almost immediately. So that's how good I am at crypto.
You should go make a Stowe coin.
Could be Stow coin on the menu. That's why I don't like our longs anymore. By the way,
You know, this game's not fun right now.
I know sometimes it's not
We
fun.
we we were having a ball though, right? Oh man, when it was up there.
Oh man, 230. Yeah, we our 40-point range is here. 910 to 950.
I need
Please
I
enjoy.
need to get some ads to go back to at least 4 lots for that mega upside. I mean that I got one actual planned TP. The other two peels were not exactly where I'd like them to be, but
I know we lost this. We lost this previous week value area high here.
if they can
So
just keep stuff in the offer here though, we can do something. But this offer is they've got some conviction for sure.
yeah.
But I just want to see them pay a price. Could be worse. I could still be stuck in 5 lots right now without any peels.
Yeah, I'm good.
I'd
This
be
one's
hating
free.
everything.
So I'm prepared to take a stop if I need to.
Not me.
I really want not me.
Not me.
Not me. Hey, Leo. Leo, it's not the morning time anymore, by the way. It's the afternoon.
Well, it's only noon here.
Oh, that's true. Sorry, I live in the only real time zone. I don't know what the rest of you guys are doing.
They need to just do this. Stop messing with us. Never too late for good morning.
ZD, I win always in demo account with huge P&L, but when I'm in funded account, I win small P&L. Yeah, it's just fear, bud. It's just part of it. You'll figure it out.
It goes for everybody, really.
Yeah, you just got to get each. You kind of like trading is kind of a game of eliminating different like levels of uncomfortability for me. So, you know, am I, you start off and you have imposter syndrome. You're like, can I even do this? Like, is this even real? And then you start to do it a little bit, and then you're like, okay, now I can do it, but can I like really do it? And, then you get a pullback, an emotional pullback, a mental one, whatever. I don't think I finished what I started talking about before. The thing that Leo told me when I was like, I can't figure out when to stop trading. Like, how do I know when to stop? And he's like, well, how much money do you need? Like, how much money do you need? And I'm like, I'm a pretty simple guy. I don't need that much money. And he's like, well, just right. I mean, just go get that amount and then like, just be done.
Yeah,
I
if
was
you
like, oh,
try to pull as many points out of the market every day as possible, you're chasing a ghost. And it's just not gonna happen. You'll never
yeah,
be happy.
yeah.
Used to make millions a month in demo, but it motivated me.
You missed. Did you see this morning? I was someone was all capsing me. It's super hardcore. I was like, easy, easy, bro. All caps in the chat.
Easy, easy. Mind the blood pressure.
Easy. Woo. We can
Dude,
get
this
fired up in
tape,
the afternoon though. All caps are fine in the afternoon. It was just a little early.
yes. When you're at the kids' table, you can kick and scream. You have to be more refined in the morning.
I know.
Should I call myself the diplomat?
That's some refinement right there.
Dude, they're still selling so much. They're selling so much that once they stop, we're going to be trading 21K in a flash.
All we need is some. Tracy said there's some. I missed it.
Yeah, some tariff stuff.
Yeah. Senior Canadian government official. I don't know who that is. Maybe like a Mountie. Probably, right?
Okay.
Trump can't have a Canada deal without tariffs being lifted. Okay. So I don't know. Did Trump say he had a Canada deal? Is that the biggest announcement ever to be announced at a date to be determined, which may or may not be Monday?
It's going to be huge.
It'll be huge.
We're going to trade 26,000 off of that news. Can I just get this London Open TP? This is quite un-American of the market right now.
I'm telling you this, yeah. This
All I
stupid
wanted is
thing.
that TP. See, now I'm hurt because I scaled out of 2 extra ones when I could have just round tripping is not fun.
No.
This is the difference between calling a market and actually executing it right here.
Yep.
So hard, man.
So hard. The game is much harder in real life trying to actually execute.
Yeah. Real-time footage of trading doesn't look like the screenshots on Twitter.
No.
That's like they failed this so many times. I'm tempted to just take one off, but then I'll only have one left for the new high of day.
You're shooting for new high day.
Well, yeah,
I just
the idea is there's in the 25s up here, all the way up here, there's a a skipped auction that I would like to target. And if we're gonna take that, we might as well go new high day, right?
we didn't hit the overnight low, right?
We did hit the
No.
overnight
Yeah, we
low,
did.
so
Okay,
that
sorry.
stat is
All
closed.
right. Rats.
Yeah, that I hated that. That was like, oh, maybe the stat's open. It's not open.
Rats.
Last time I peeled off like this, it ran for another like 150 points with Nick. I was with Nick. I'm not gonna do it again.
Oh yes, I
I
heard.
was like 50 something points in
Yep.
and I trailed it. I was like, oh, I'm happy with this. And then no. They're gonna have to earn it. They're gonna have to trade all the way down. They want to take me out. Gonna force them to come get me. Come back to break even. Well, no, we don't do break even here.
Yeah, Mark, I am generally more comfortable being long. As far as why, I don't. I think that, well, it's a lot easier to be long historically, because that's kind of what. No, this seller's back, dude. Um, but also I just have more. I just have more screen time being long. Maybe.
I think everyone has more screen time being long because the
Yeah,
market
it's
is usually
just
long.
yeah. What I mean, I had like one bear market in 2022, I think, that I traded extremely poorly. That was like the worst month of all time, or
Oh, they're gonna
worst
do it.
summer of all time.
Should I go for a spite fill?
Look at this. Now they're stacked up at 95.
Yeah, they had to fail if you. Well, like I said, if they
Yeah.
keep selling, once they stop, we're going to 25K.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Did you get
We
there,
got the
homie? Nice.
W.
Nice. Spikeville.
Oh man. Now, all right. Now I'm gonna move this up to break even for the last
Yeah,
one.
I'll take that one too.
And we are going for 25.
Is that where you said that auction was?
It's like
Okay.
25 and
Somewhere
three
up in there.
quarters or something.
Yeah, I see that pretty big spike up
Something
there.
like that. But I might as well go high a day then.
Might as well.
So I will. How do I move this thing? Oh, there you go. There you go. New high a day. Or else I call the police. Something to note is this volume is very significant here. They have to keep price above this because we've got a lot of volume up above. And if they start holding this build and auctioning under, it's not a good look. So they definitely gotta, they finally got under, they put in this build, which means there is an offer that stepped down with this. Otherwise, this build wouldn't exist.
Yeah.
For now, they've been able to buy through it, but they gotta hold above it now. If we want to see more eagle
That seller
noises.
stacked back on, dude.
I know. I hate them.
Me too.
I hate them.
That was extremely rude. Maybe that was just an
I'm
excess
content
pop.
with the
Who
trade
knows?
now.
Yep, me too. That was good. Yeah, man. I sold one at 60 also. This has been a pretty good sequence. I haven't made money short somehow, which typically doesn't happen.
Snow, you know you always make money when you're on with me.
I know. I'm
It's
excited.
just what it is. Unorthodox day trader. Bro, I'm telling you that drop coming. Yeah,
Yeah,
that drop gonna come from 2026. That's where it's coming from.
yeah, I don't no one knows, by the way, chat. No one knows what's about to happen. Nobody does.
Yeah, if I call
we
it
have no
right,
clue.
that's all me. If I call it wrong, do not ever bring it up. I did not say that.
Yes, Omni. Stocks do go up. Yeah, Griffin, I just don't move my stop. I just don't do it. I mean, that's just how I live. That's
Prophet
great.
Eagle gives its blessing. Yeah, Fatfish, he had a nice long from that swing low earlier. He was in
Nice.
the OFL session with us.
Good job, bud. I'm glad Fat Fish is in there partying. Makes me
We were
very happy.
bottom picking that low. Turned out pretty nicely.
Oh, you're talking about in the afternoon.
Yeah, the OFL session right
This
before I got
thing,
into NT
you
Live.
got in here?
Oh yeah, they're
That's
partying.
rude. That's rude.
Yeah, we were stalking those lows.
This thing, I mean, it was, I was waiting for the mid. I was waiting for this, the -1, and I was waiting for the mid. So I got zilch, zero part of nothing of that. Goose egg.
Uh, Dolan Lindsay, that's a very risky thing to do. Not to deter you, but I think trading when you have regular income is already so high pressure that to do
Yeah.
so without it, you can break yourself.
Yep.
Um, I
It's
know it
not that
might
you
not be
can't
what
do
you
it,
want to hear, but if
but
you're asking me for my
yeah.
opinion, that's my opinion.
Yeah. Um,
Thanks,
yeah,
Sir
it's,
VWAP.
uh,
Oh yeah, Sir VWAP was in there too.
Dal and yeah, if you're gonna do it, you should be prepared to find out a lot about yourself that you didn't know, and it doesn't matter how long you've been trading because this is gonna unlock a whole new web of weirdness for you. um, so many different emotional things. I would surround yourself with people that are not only really good traders, but also that you can trust and communicate with honestly about the way that you're feeling, because you're going to need that feedback. You also need to save a lot of money and have a lot of money in reserves to pay for your life while you trade. Whatever that means for you is different for everybody, but like, just like if you're a professional poker player, like you need to have good bankroll management if you're going to be slinging full time. You need to be able to weather not only storms in the market, but storms in your own execution, in your own mental game stuff. Like, yeah, there's a lot you got to go through.
I think Futures Freddy actually says it very well. Trading from a mindset of necessity is a killer of success.
Mm,
I think, yeah, the to me, it's got to be like top two. One of the biggest eroders of edge is fear, because when it's there, you see it, you need to be able to hit the button. And when you don't, you're actually eroding your edge. It
yep.
might not make sense now, but yeah. Hoping to not do it this way. I mean, I mean, technically, you don't have to.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I,
you
I
can.
understand getting laid off. You know, I lost I had to switch to full time because I lost my job too. So I mean, we're kind of talking about the same thing. And it was really uncomfortable and it sucked. That first year was really hard, and I don't wish that on anybody. Like maybe that's part of the journey. I don't know, but yeah, it was ugly. It was really ugly, and you're going to learn a lot about about how um, you function mentally under
It's like the
that
market
pressure.
will hold a mirror up to your face into your soul, and you can't even look away, even if you tried to.
Yeah.
And it's just everything bad, negative, bad habits, this, that. It's present with you all the time. So it will be a very difficult endeavor.
Yep.
That's just our opinion. Obviously, you'll do what you do. Um, but since you asked, yeah, there's just so many things that we always thought we knew about ourselves, but the market will pull out every little thing for sure.
But I mean, good luck. Just yeah, go slow and pay attention to uh, what's going on around you, because not only is the market going to change, but the way you react to it's going to change. Yeah, just
Yeah,
be as in your feelings as you can be. Like
the
it's okay.
game
It's
is
okay. It's
hard.
okay to be in your feelings and monitoring your emotions, because that's going to be one of your assets now. So
Yeah, I think a lot of people, especially people who do YouTube advice, trust them in whatever capacity you want, but
yeah,
everyone wants to chase the ghost, right? And They always want perfection. I feel this way. I need to eliminate that. I have this habit. I need to eliminate that. It's never that easy. The best part, the best thing you can do is find ways to manage it, right? But there's so many people that I see chasing the ghost of perfection that they just never progress because they're still chasing that ghost. For me, like my way of doing things is really strange when I get to the market, how often I do things or how I handle my trades, how I manage my trades. It's all
Yeah.
very tuned to my personality, right? Things that
Yes.
I'm not good at. Why am I primarily a scalper? Well, I suck at holding stuff. And then I suck even more when it comes back, which most of the times, if it comes back and holds again, it likely will become a better trade. But sometimes I'm going to peel off when it gets back to the prior resistance when this is the time they're going to blow past it. And just things like that. So, I've tuned my system to work around my personality and like, why are my stops way tighter? Why do I stop out before I'm wrong sometimes? Because, well, I don't want to slip into that whole thing of now I'm holding onto a trade with hopium rather than being objective and then this and that. It all snowballs. So it's going to take time to really refine and tune your system to your personality because first you got to pull everything out of your personality. Then you have to make peace with it and accept it for what it is, that you're never going to slay the demons. They're going to be there forever, but you can learn to manage them better through
Yep.
a different process or a system or a strategy. But that process is long and it's grueling and it's filled with errors. We know trial and error. There's going to be tons of error because it
Mostly
requires,
error, actually.
yeah, like actually it's literally all error
It's all
because in this
error.
game, that's the only way you can get to the other side. So it's a life of error, right?
Yep. But
Just to
that's
be
beautiful,
pragmatic.
What else is there? What else is there to do then? Just spend your time trying to get better, but while also admitting that like you'll never be perfect.
Mhm.
Like you'll never beat the market. You'll never get the Lambo, Like that there's a pretty big misconception that um this is a ticket to Lambo Town, but it's not. I mean, I don't know how you get to Lambo Town, but I do know how you get to, making a decent blue collar wage, um, clicking buttons, which is, a beautiful
Clicking
thing.
buttons at home in whatever you want to wear or
Yep.
not wear.
Yeah,
Up
or
to
not
you.
where. But one thing that you shouldn't do now that you're going to be a trader is never get naked in front of your cat because it's quite rude. Always make sure you have consent before you do that.
He says, "Bro, you're scaring people." Well, I mean, we don't have a course to sell, right? We don't have YouTube how to trade strategy
Yeah,
videos to
I'm just
sell
being
to
honest.
shill
This
to
is
you,
my
talking about how I made $20,000 in 6 minutes and ended up at the Lambo dealership today. A day in the life. Like, yeah, we're not selling that kind of stuff. So we can say we can be real about it.
Yep.
Like you see us on here and we're streaming, yeah. It's hard to trade as it is. It's harder with an audience, judging your every move. And this is with people who have done it for years. Like the game is hard. It's never not going to be hard. And as soon as you think it's not hard, you will be humbled.
Yeah, David, I did start full time after being laid off. It was about it was about a year and a half before I planned to do it. And I really struggled through that year, big time. And I had to pick up side work, do everything I could on top of the market when I was in a downtrend, and it sucked. So it's not you want to come I you want to come at this as a job as from as much of a position of strength as you can. And when you lose your job, it's maybe like one of the most emotionally vulnerable places that you can be. So, I mean, that was just personally what was the biggest hurdle for me. Was I was already coming from a point of weakness just with that. Also, XY I added at 941.
You added
I
a nine.
added
Oh, that's a great ad right now, huh?
just one, just one.
Yeah, I mean, we're still seeing pretty sell tape, but prices drifting up. So I'm revising my target from 25K to 27K.
Okay.
So you can add more here. You can just keep adding, actually. Just don't stop adding.
Is that is that advice? Is that financial advice?
Follow me for more trading tips.
But no, like XY said, like we're just being honest. That was an honest question. Not trying to scare anybody away from trading. Honestly, we're here because trading is wonderful and it can provide so many things that aren't money that can add value to your life. Like I get to work from home, which means I get to spend a lot of time with my kid, a lot of time with my wife, and I get to enjoy my house. Those sorts of things. That's beautiful. I don't have a commute. Imagine how much money that brings to you that you didn't have before just doing that. So when Leo was like, "How much money do you need?" I took an honest look at like, you know,
Oh, I
what's a
remember he told me about that combo. You said you needed like 60K a week or something. Something reasonable.
well, that's
Some
when I
blue
was saving
collar
up.
60K.
That's when I was trying to save up for watches and stuff.
I pump those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
Yeah, the game is hard, but there's something pretty fulfilling about being in a position where you can help people navigate this messed up game too. Um, and seeing them be able to pull out some points as well.
Yes.
It's
Yes.
like, it's a competitive thing. Yes, it's like the ultimate PvP, which is player versus player. That is the market. But I don't believe that giving out edge and alpha erodes it to any degree.
No.
There's just so much liquidity, right? And so I'm pretty honest. I'm open about every single part of my edge because I don't think it matters that other people do it or anything. But it's cool to see yourself make a difference in somebody's trading for sure because the game is so messed up. Everyone kind of needs each other. That's what I
Absolutely.
think.
And there should be more honest conversations about, what does it take to do this, like for real. We're not the only people that talk about that. Um, the PAX talks about it a ton. Uh, I know Deli's talked about it a ton too.
Yeah, it's real talk. I mean, we've
Hey,
been
you're
through
welcome,
the
Deli.
ringer, man.
Yeah, I mean, good luck. Stick around, hang with us. We'll be doing this as long as they let us. We'll be doing it as long as you guys keep hitting the like button, probably.
Please, if you
But
don't, Stowe's gonna go rogue one of these days and they're gonna kick us all off.
I have made it 2 months without cursing. Can you believe that?
No, I don't. I think you're lying.
I mean, go. It's all on the tape.
The
You can
class.
check it. No, as
You
soon as we're
should.
done, I
I
text the
think NinjaTrader
producers.
needs to send you a pin, 2 month pin.
This is why I got to be good friends with all the producers because I'm like, hey, at an hour 10, I said the F word. Can you please snip that real fast so I don't lose that bet?
Yeah, you're working towards your 3 month pin right now. Get you a nice
The
sticker
the
or something.
podcast doesn't count, Leo. I'm allowed to curse on the podcast.
Yeah,
That's my
see, I
safe
knew he was
place.
lying. I listened to that podcast.
Oh, thanks.
That cliffhanger that wasn't really a cliffhanger because you guys are ending it, right? Or are you?
I don't know. It's such a cliffhanger. Like even I don't know what's happening.
Because you guys spent the whole time like this is the last of the last, and at the end it's like,
Yeah, I
or
think we thought we were gonna end it, and then I think we decided not to.
oh yeah,
But
if you
then we
guys
might
want like
still.
real trading podcast where it's not just about trying to forecast a market, it's called Painting the Tape. Stowe is on it,
I am. So is Leo,
and
and also our friend
AJ.
AJ, who is a great trader in his own right. He has taught me many things about buying high and selling higher. Yeah, Damon, I think it's on YouTube.
Is it like all? It's everywhere, right? You guys
It should
can't.
be.
It's like
I
on
think I gotta.
Spotify. I use Spotify to
The
listen to
YouTube
it.
one's weird. I think I gotta like each time it populates there, I have to go in and like make it public. So I think I still need to do that for the newest one, but the rest of them should be up there.
Yeah, JK, still you're long. Yeah, we're looking for 29K.
This price is getting a
Reversing?
little ridiculous.
It's gonna reverse at 29K. I'm just getting into that.
Why don't we go for 30 if we're already going to 29?
Let's be real here.
Let's be real. Let's just
I'm a
go to
scalper.
30K.
I'm a scalper. Okay, you can have 30K. I just want to do a quick scalp to 29. Stick to my system. Yeah, I don't know if we're gonna get yelled at backstage for this, but Painting the Tape is the podcast on Spotify. If you guys don't see me on here again, you know why. Tell them my story.
XY,
Tell
don't
everyone my story.
get fired for. I mean, no one needs to know about this podcast. It's fine. But yeah, Kevin, you can learn about our trading styles like you're literally just watching it. You can go back through all of the Trade the Close episodes. There's been, I don't know, at least four a week for 8 weeks. Is that a billion? That's a lot. A bajillion. But yeah, just go back and watch those. We all trade a little differently. We all trade kind of the same too. Like we look
same
at
but different.
same but different. Yeah, we look at a lot of the same stuff, but approach it differently. Sometimes we're in similar trades. Sometimes we're in opposite trades. Same with everybody else that's on this platform too. Like Merritt today. Merritt and I look at a lot of the same stuff for sure. And he was waiting for a high time frame short to set up, and he got it, and it worked really well. Oh, there's a wiggle.
Oh, it's 12:50 already. It's the
Whoa, really? We're in the
I'm taking
algo?
my money. Goodbye.
I didn't know we were already at the algo.
I didn't know.
Oh,
I like to
man.
be flat before that.
Yeah.
So I'm
Whoops.
taking my money. You
All
can
right.
have the rest.
I'm about to get stopped for, what's this, 31? 13 points on this runner.
That was a great trade.
Yeah, that was an awesome trade. Yeah, there we go. I'm stopped.
Great trade.
I can't believe, man, we must have been really talking for a second to get all the way to 350.
Yeah, I would have definitely gotten flat before the
Why?
turn, but I mean, I got out close to the highs, I think. For you, I cannot say the same. Good thing you didn't add every single price.
You did tell me never stop adding.
Every price until 29K is a good ad.
Oh, Nil even tried to tell us MOC incoming. Yeah, sorry.
Oops.
Sorry. We were deep in
Time
thought.
flies when you're having fun.
We got deep for a second.
I know, huh? How did we get in?
Who knows?
Everyone's
thanks,
telling
Omni.
us, I told you guys that drop's coming. I told you.
Yeah, I know. It's pretty cool.
I mean, there's a chance we suck at trading, guys. There is also that chance.
Yep.
Told y'all.
For being an unorthodox day trader, that's a pretty orthodox thing to do right now. No,
Yeah,
Dallin,
no,
that was nice. That got us talking about something cool.
Yeah, honestly, the interaction in the chat, the questions are always welcome. Or else
Yeah.
maybe you guys might get dead air if they give us a 40 point range. It's just going to be silent.
Oh, man. Yeah, if I could have kept buying, I could have maybe absorbed the 50 algo. I don't know how many lots that would have needed.
There you have it. This is all Stowe's fault. Way to go. Well, at least I got my London Open target. Jeez.
That's so funny.
We made pretty good money, right, Stowe?
Oh, yeah. Did great. I can't complain about this day a single bit. Very good day.
1K a day keeps the job away. Future's
That's
Freddy.
right. Good job, Freddie. Good job, bud.
It's always a good time when everyone's making money. Because a lot of the times it's the opposite.
Yes. A lot of times it is the opposite. You gotta be happy when the odds are chilling in your
we
favor.
at on the likes, or else Jim's gonna come in here and yell at us.
I don't know. I don't keep the YouTube open because it's too many windows. I just pop the chat out and then I go in there and like it. So I'm at least one of the likes every day.
Me
know
too.
this.
I get on all 8 of my burners and like it.
I should start doing that. Got to pump the numbers. And then I also get on and I thumbs down Nick and Leo.
Jim said 163.
163.
That's not gonna cut it because Leo's not
Trash.
gonna dish out the hats at Yeah. You gotta hit at least
I pumped
200.
those numbers up. Those are rookie numbers.
That Matthew McConaughey clip is his voice is so deep. It's just he comes in and they're so gravelly. Those are rookie numbers. Mhm.
How long has NT been doing this? I don't know. I don't know. Apparently, we're like the 2.0 of the NT live show.
Yeah, yes. They had one a bit ago. And then this is the new we've been doing this for about 2 months, I think. 6 or 7
Has it
7 or
been
8
2
weeks.
months already?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, we gotta get. Leo just messaged me. He said if we don't get 200, he's actually gonna burn all the hats.
That makes sense. He
I'm
was
trying to
trying
convince
to
him not to,
he
but
doesn't want to give anybody a hat, so this is
he
actually working
seems
out
he
well
seems
for him.
pretty serious. He just sent me a screenshot of him pouring gasoline on some of them.
Yeah. If you guys aren't careful, the hats are gonna get it. So no, my Serona, I'm not Jim's nephew. Jim said maybe I could be his grandson, and then he realized that I'm actually an old adult. So he was like, I guess you'll have to be my son then. I don't think I'm quite old enough to be your grandfather.
Yeah, Joe said Leo's gonna smoke the hats. He's gonna smoke them with his brisket.
Oh, that's funny.
Brisket tastes a little different today. What'd you do?
It's cotton
So
cotton
look
poly
at
blend.
this. The market oracles predicted a 100-point drop.
Good job, bud. Good job, chat.
Sometimes chat wrong, but today chat knows.
Are we done with the earnings stuff? Do you know? I never keep track of that stuff. I just know when people start
Me
talking
neither. I
about
don't. Yeah. I just try to get some points and turn the thing off. Turn off the game.
it. Yeah. Same. Let's see how this is going to
Are we
settle.
at 200 likes yet? Leo just sent me a picture of a hat with my name on it with a lighter next to it.
It's getting personal.
He said, told you guys it was going to tank.
Oh, AMD. Nice. Okay. So we got semiconductor stuff this afternoon. Thank
Oh,
you. Thank you,
SMCI.
Griff. I appreciate that.
So did Trump say when he's going to announce the very cool, very legal, and very, very good news?
Very legal. This has never been more legal news than this, honestly.
200 plus, says Rob. We did it. The hats are saved.
Nice. Woo!
The hats are saved.
Good job, chat. Thank you. Thank you for the likes, everybody. Appreciate you.
I'm waiting for chat to tell me when to buy 15 lots.
And that seems like too many. Just throwing that out there.
Haven't you heard? Chat knows.
I don't know anybody that's ever bought 3 minutes to the close and had a good time on NQ.
We were all dead. They've all been dealt with.
Good
Oh,
job,
thank
guys.
you.
Hopping
Thank
on,
you, Chuck. Jim,
Oh, it's Jim, finally.
how are we doing, my friend?
Well, I've learned a lot.
Good. Okay.
I'll read you some of my notes.
Okay. Here it comes.
Painting the tape. I went to check that out. The podcast.
Yeah. Are we allowed to talk about it? Because we didn't
I don't
ask.
know. You can blame me. It doesn't matter.
All right.
I'm gonna read the first sentence though of the description.
Okay.
Our hosts Leo and AJ are somewhat normal guys. They're somewhat normal. That's the first sentence.
It's accurate.
Oh my god.
I wrote that, and so I stand behind it.
All right. So
I mean,
note number
Stowe's Twitter
Yeah.
profile says that he's the guy that asked the dumb questions in the podcast. Isn't that what it says?
That's correct. I do. I do ask many stupid questions. And if you listen closely, at least every episode, I annoy Leo and AJ once with how stupid one of my questions is.
So the comment though in the chat where they said, "Dude, you're scaring people."
Yeah.
Remember that one? I think they were referring to you being naked with the cat
Oh, okay. Fair enough.
because
So
it was
not
about the same time. I'm just
okay.
saying.
Well, there's
No,
only
I
one
mean,
way to find out. We
that
need him to
tracks.
show us the picture, a picture of what he was wearing in front of the cat. There's only one way to find out. We need to find out.
Arthur's not even in here. He wouldn't even be bothered.
Here we go. We're going to get the Jax 1 and the E-mini S&P right now, 56.25. We're going to get there. Come on.
Yeah,
Failed
really
upside
selling that close.
extension,
Wow.
go all the way through.
Heavy, heavy.
Wow.
Orthodox wants a job. He doesn't know that they don't pay us in anything but crackers.
Orthodox, if you want, your job can be trading the market that you see in front of you. And then you can be your own rewards.
You can make unlimited money. Be your own boss.
Wow. Wow. The E-mini S&P closed right at Jax 1, right at that gamma exposure level, number 1. That's incredible. Let's
man.
see what Micro Nasty did. Nah, Nasdaq's just messing around.
Yeah, we'll see what this AMD thing does after the bell. This is pretty heavy sell into the close.
We had Ferrari earnings this morning. I'm sure Kane's going to be all of that.
That's cool. That's kind of a cool earnings because that also takes into account like their racing team, right? I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kane, and he's a F1 bro.
Oh, really? Oh, I didn't know that.
yeah.
That's cool.
Right.
I've never watched any races, but I love that Netflix show.
Yeah,
Great
that's like
show.
what got everyone into it.
That's like with golf. All our trader friends like golf and they talk about it while it's happening. And I'm like, guys, you're ruining the next season of that golf Netflix show for me right now. Please stop.
Yeah, VWAP Ferrari. I mean, they just got Lewis Hamilton, and he's gotta find his footing with that with his guy, right? The guy that's on the mic and stuff.
Oh, okay. Lewis Hamilton is the GOAT, right?
Depends who you ask, I guess. For us,
Oh,
yeah, that's all we know.
he is. He is. Max will catch him. They did. It's all about the car, right? McLaren's got the best cars.
Oh yeah, Max isn't as dominant, because of his Red Bull car.
Yeah, Red Bull car. So speaking of cars, when you guys say, this is my last note, and maybe I'm a little bit as old Uncle Jim. I could be an uncle too, by the way, Stowe. It doesn't have to
Okay.
be. Lambo Town.
Yeah.
Explain to us older viewers. Now, I drive. Keep in mind, I drive a Honda Pilot SUV.
Beautiful. Nice. No, I just meant like so it's just a common, if you look at influencer trading world, that's usually what they're taking pictures in front of, They like you got your Lambo, you got your nice car, you got your nice apartment. You're also probably at the gym a lot and you probably take cold showers,
Ice bath.
Ice bath, yeah. Yeah, you don't even take a cold shower. You have a separate place for ice that you dip yourself into every day.
And if you want that life, all you need to do is buy my course for $10,000. And by
I
next
have
month, you will be doing this.
just to give you an
Sounds
idea
like
of me, I drive a 2010 Prius with 230,000 miles on it. And I'm on a personal mission to get that baby to 300. So no matter
I
how
love
much
that.
money I grab out of this, that's right.
Whoa.
Oh man, I love that. I love that. All right, so I know what Lambo Town, what Lambo Town means. Guys, good job today, man. I think who's up tomorrow?
It's actually switcheroo going to be me and XY again tomorrow.
Ooh,
So, surprise.
It's a doubleheader.
Back to back.
that's going to be awesome. I
I
can't
think this is
wait.
going to be my first Wednesday too.
And you might like
Exciting.
Wednesdays, right? We know you don't like Fridays or Mondays, so there's got to be a day there you like.
I gotta pick a day. Yeah. So we'll try. We'll see tomorrow.
Oh my goodness. All right. Anyway, that's it for my notes, guys. I appreciate you guys being here with us as usual. You're awesome.
Thank you, buddy.
Great session. Again, we're going to be seeing you guys tomorrow afternoon as well. I'm glad to hear that for sure. And in the meantime, get some rest, man.
I will. Thank you, Jim. Appreciate you, bud.
All right.
Thanks,
All
Jim.
right.
Thank you,
Appreciate
chat.
guys.
We'll see you tomorrow.
See ya, chat.
All right. So just remember tomorrow, folks, is FOMC day number 2. They're going to get in there early in the morning. They're going to sit around a big oval table. They're going to have bagels, cream cheese, lots of coffee, some lax. They're going to be talking about what to do. They're going to then at the end of the day, they'll release a report saying, we're not going to change interest rates. And everyone said that's what we thought. And then Chair Powell's going to be on the hot seat. But at any given moment, when that report comes out, things could start moving. Right now, I think what we're seeing in some of the stock index futures is a little bit of a pause, waiting to see what happens. There's really no data that's front running, any planned news that's front running tomorrow. We have the EIA inventory report, so that's going to be important for crude and maybe some of the other related energies. But other than that, it's the main event is Chair Powell and Company tomorrow afternoon. And you can kind of see the micro NASDAQ daily chart just kind of resting on the VWAP from yesteryear, actually February 19th, and the 8 EMA. We just launched off of that a little bit with some crossovers over the 50, which is interesting. Stochastics have been overbought ever since April 24th. We do have those earnings coming out. A little bit of earnings left in the season here that might jiggle this around a little bit, but the main event, I think, is tomorrow. The surprise story today is gold is just unrelenting. Let's check out where we're at on gold before we wrap it up. Previous high close was 34, I'm sorry, close, 34.25. Today, high 34.33. We have made a new all-time high close in gold futures. This is the June 2025 contract based on a continuous chart. And so this is going to be an interesting tell for tomorrow as well. Treasuries are all up as well. So not boding so well for the equity markets, but we'll see how that goes. All right, having said all that, folks, thanks everybody for being here. Great community. Appreciate everybody participating in the chat. You guys make this community great, not us. This has been a spectacular adventure so far. Only 2 months into NinjaTrader 2.0, and already we're having a lot of fun. It's really been really, really good. So hopefully we'll see you tomorrow morning, 8 a.m. We do have a special guest, Mike Green, tomorrow morning coming on with Shai and Deli, and a lot of the usual suspects will be with us tomorrow as well, including Brannigan Barrett, who's a friend of mine. He's spectacular. He'll be on at 11:30. If you're a part of NinjaTrader 1.0, you know who he is, and he's really good around FOMC. So we're gonna have a great interview tomorrow with him. Having said all that, folks, remember, most important message of the day: please be safe out there. Be good to each other. See you tomorrow. Thank you.